Okay, so this is part 3 of the trail mower build. In this episode, we're going to work on aesthetics, and right now we're going to move on to buffing all this paint off and then putting primer on it. So since we don't really have the full experience with painting, we're going to first start by taking off this the back panels. So that's these fenders and the floorboards there. It's like 4 bolts, the seat springs, and then I think it's 2 bolts up there, maybe. Yeah, then we're going to buff all that off before we start going crazy with paint. Okay, so as you can see, got the rear fenders off and the seat. We'll take the seat off later, but here's the mower and what's left of it. It looks kind of cool though right now. But we're probably just gonna run around and clean this all off, get all this grease out while we can. Take the seat off there. Then we're gonna mask off these lights, that shifter column, all these stickers because they're original, and then we're gonna get to grinding. I guess wire brushing. What I'm doing right now is going over the fenders. I've kind of done this little chunk here. I'm using the wire wheel to buff off all the rust down the metal, as you can see in those little splotchy areas. And then I'm using the sander to go over everything else. And then when I'm all done, I'm using this buffing cloth to go over the whole thing, scratch it up. I'm just gonna mask up all the stickers and do the whole thing. I'll try to keep the video as short as I can. I don't want to bore you guys, so probably just do some time lapses and whatnot, and I'll try to get out of here with the talking. So, as you can see, one of those little reflectors, hold on a second, yeah, turn this fan off. Now you can actually hear me. One of those little reflectors fell off. I think it's on the ground, yeah, right there. And I think I'm gonna opt to take that one off too, for the reason that it's a lot easier to paint, and I kind of wanted to get some real taillights to go back there, just because it's a lot cooler and it looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that one off too. Hope I don't regret it, but I should be able to find something else to put there. Nice. Alright guys, so I just finished up these rear fenders, just sanding them and then using that little buffer pad to scratch them up. I'm not going to bore you guys with the hood and the footsteps, so we'll skip right on over to laying paint after I get those done. I figured this was a good time to bring up a point in which Wes and I have been talking about. We both have our own channels. I'll link them right up here somewhere other. We have all these little videos and cool things we do, but they're not really worthy for the NWE channel, so go check those out. That's where all of our little builds and little projects will be. I mean, they're great for our viewers, everything you guys are interested in, but we've been on mowers for a while, and this is probably the last mower build. We want to keep it on our exotic builds that we've been, you know, as our channel was built upon. So this is probably the last trail mower build or mower videos at all, probably, unless we do, you know, something exotic, which is what we like to base our channel around. Okay, by not doing any more mower videos, what I really meant was we're not bringing up any new mower series on the main NWE channel, but if you go and check out Wes's channel and my personal channel, we will soon have our own mower builds, because obviously we love mud mowers. We're not going to stop doing it, but Wes has a new build coming up. You guys are really gonna like it. I'm not sure if it's out by the time this video will be out, so I won't spoil anything, but go give his channel a look and see what you like. So as you can see, everything besides the grill has been sanded, taped off, pretty much ready for paint. I didn't really take everything down to the metal. I just sanded it off, except for where there was rust. I mean, you can see all those little spots where I took it with the grinder, took it down to the metal. But other than that, she's ready to go, so we're gonna get to laying some paint. So I forgot to mention, it's pretty cold outside. It's March and the weather is not warm out, so I'm gonna get this fire going, and then I'm gonna lay out all the body panels or whatever I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna let it dry for about probably the rest of the day. It's morning now, and I'll probably get to lay in some paint tonight. So we got everything all heating up in front of the fire. Now, one thing I had a question about on the mower itself is this little dash panel thing is made out of plastic, right? And it's cracked here. So now this little cross member is not bolted to it, so it's just a loose piece. And then this is problematic too, because the hood has to slide into that. And I was just wondering if I should make a metal one that would be better, or if that would just be way too complicated. So just let me know what your guys' suggestions are for that. So the colors we're going to be using for this paint job is this is basically the factory color, maybe a little lighter, and then this is a metallic silver color. I'm not sure where we're going to use that, but I want to use it in some spots. And then this is just our clear coat. So no, we're not going to be using the paint you saw in the thumbnail, but we are going to be using these. Okay, so first piece is ready to paint. I got it all set up on the forklift, hanging by some wire. I'm going to hit it with the first layer and see what it looks like after that. I think I'm going to do 2 layers, so just a little bit thicker. Then I'm going to take it back into the heated shop and let it dry. So we've got our paint here. We're just going to throw on the first layer. So first one's painted up. Now just to be sure this is the right color, I'm gonna let this one dry fully pretty much, and then I'll paint the rest just to make sure it's not an off color and I don't end up painting the rest of them and wasting a bunch of time. And just like that, everything has its first layer done. This is the hood. This is one of the body panels there. The footsteps I have not painted yet. I gotta sand those down a little bit more. Here is the fenders. I didn't paint the inside just because that's where all the dirt's gonna go anyways. It doesn't really matter, but the outside's done, looks good. This is the lower trim piece that goes under the grill. And then over here, we got the second, I guess that'd just be a fender panel. All you gotta do is wait till this dries. I'm gonna give it probably 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Take it back out there and do round 2, and then let that dry and then do a clear coat. It's been about 3.5 hours now. Everything is now painted. The footsteps are now painted, but everything else has had time to dry. I just now painted the footsteps, so those are gonna get some extra drying time. But now we're gonna move into part 2, or I guess step 2, which is just the second layer of paint. So I'm gonna start with the first body panel that's over there, and then I'll just move down the line of the order that I went in the first time. And just like that, round 2 is done. So everything besides the footsteps have been painted twice. Those are going to dry another few hours, and I might touch up some stuff on round 3. So as you can see on the hood here, little, I mean, you can kind of see them, it's little grinding spots. I don't like that, so I might throw another layer on there just to see if I can't cover. Yeah, you can see right there. See if I can't cover more of all that up. So we have all of our pieces ready to go here. Hood's over there, pieces scattered everywhere, but everything's painted, good to go. So now, before I get to throwing on all the body panels and everything, you can see there is dirt caked on this thing all over the frame. Dirt, a little bit of grease. So thanks to our friends over at Super Clean, we are going to use this degreaser, take all that off, and then she'll be nice and clean, ready for all the painted panels. I'm doing this very liberally. I want to make sure I get enough. Okay, that should be enough for this section, so I'll go get the hose. Okay, so I got all the body panels ready to go, got the lights cleaned up, the bezel cleaned up, so now we're just gonna throw all the body panels on and then get to untaping the stickers, and she'll be back to normal. just like that, the LT4000 has been painted. Now, you can see the paint didn't turn out perfect. There's a little bit of blotchiness with the clear coat. It kind of just bubbled the paint for a second. It's really annoying. But everything's done, put back together, tightened up, cleaned the light bezels and everything, so now they shine a lot better. But the next episode for this is good. Let's see. It's probably going to be either pulley swapping and the diff lock. So that'd be pretty easy. Or a built front end. So when this video comes out tomorrow, drop in the comments. Built front end, pulley swap, and diff lock. Till next time.